Hello everyone and welcome back to the Great Book of Grudges. My name is Nathan and today we've got some gameplay on Yuan Bo's faction, so we're going to be able to find out how exactly he plays, as the blog did give a decent amount of information, but obviously we want to see some gameplay. Now, as always, Creative Assembly supplied me with some gameplay, and it's a little bit larger than the Changeling one, which I'm quite happy about. The old one was around 6.5 minutes, whereas this one is, close to 10 minutes, so at least we're going to get a little bit more. I haven't seen this yet, so everything that you're going to be seeing is like genuine reaction and so on. So yeah, let's just jump right in.
Bureaucrat, administrator, wizard. Yuan Bo's siblings see only a diligent statesman. If but they knew how deep the Jade Dragon's claws could cut. A duty-bound diplomat with a dark side. If Yuan Bo appeals to you, consider pre-ordering, dropping a like, or sharing your thoughts. The Celestial Riverlands is the Jade Dragon's haunt in the Realms of Chaos campaign, and in Immortal Empires, he starts in the Amira swamps but already owns Shangwu.
Okay, we have some start positions and some very odd ones at that. So, in the Realm of Chaos, he starts in Grand Cathay, which is kind of expected, but in Immortal Empires, he will own a city in Cathay, yet start in the northern tip of Lustria. Rip Yin Yin the Sea Dragon. Yeah, I don't know. I don't like the idea of the custodian, essentially, of Grand Cathay just going off to the other side of the world. He should be centralized. Again, I understand why they're doing it, because obviously you need to start mixing up the Cathayan factions a little bit. Right now there's 2 already in Cathay, but it just seems weird, right? We have no context as to why he's in Austria. It's likely that CA just thought, oh, let's just throw him randomly there. I don't know. I just don't really like this start position, in all honesty. Just feels a bit forced. Come on, a lot of us were expecting Yin Yin the Sea Dragon to be here. I don't know, I don't want to complain too much, but it's going to take some getting used to.
In both campaigns, he'll begin by ridding the realm of orcs. As a prominent leader of Grand Cathay, Yuan Bo is concerned with matters of state and can effect instant change in his armies and settlements.
Alright, okay, this is kind of cool. We found out about this in the blog, and it turns out there is a fair amount of options. We've seen a little bit there because they've scrolled around it and so on. It still kind of looks a little bit like a just reskinned version of the whole changing of the ways situation, which I'm not complaining about. Hopefully everything looks good. We've not been able to see all of them just yet. Usually this stuff is outlined in a blog, but unfortunately not. Some of them are quite clear as to what they'll kind of do. All in all, I mean, it's a nice system. It looks kind of cool. I do like the styling. The sword is pretty cool like that. It's essentially yin and yang, even though that it's stone and steel.
But a good leader looks outward too, and trade deals with the Jade Dragon will reveal all regions owned by the trading faction.
So I'm imagining this is going to be like the basic mechanics, the stuff that you see when you're selecting your characters. That's not a bad thing. Getting visibility of all the regions that you're trading with the faction that you're trading with, better yet said, that's not a bad idea, as it will give you better visibility. I imagine that would be very, very useful with your siblings, Meow Meow and Dragon Bro, as you can keep an eye on what they're actually doing. Yeah, okay, I'm not going to complain about that. That's actually a good thing, a good addition.
Beyond day-to-day politics, Yuan Bo looks to the Wuxing compass and, under his father's direction, plots to unlock its true potential.
Not gonna lie, not very impressed with this mechanic. We talked about it yesterday in the blog. I mean, it's just adding in 4 more directions to the compass. Big whoop. You know, northeast, southwest, whatever. I feel like there could be more. I honestly feel like there should be more. I'm not going to complain about the other stuff, because the other stuff does seem kind of cool, but this is just, I don't know, basic?
Using steel and stone tokens, Yuan Bo can enact various army, hero, and settlement actions across the campaign map. These range from instantly completing a turn of ongoing recruitment, to restoring campaign movement, to resetting diplomatic relations, and many more. Tokens cannot be destroyed, only transferred. For example, spent stone tokens undergo a 5-turn cooldown period before being returned as steel tokens. Winning battles reduces the cooldown by 1 turn. Additional tokens are earned by declaring fortress cities or commercial districts.
Alright, so it's a renewable resource, which you get more from actually just doing a certain action, but in most cases, right, if you use the steel ones, they'll go to stone. If you use the stone ones, they'll go to steel. Okay, yeah, I kind of like that. That's actually not too bad. It adds in an element of kind of harmony again, so it is basically harmony in terms of a resource, but it's not like you have to build a building to get it, or, you know, like Skaven food mechanics and stuff like that. This is not a bad thing, actually.
Here, Yuan Bo is heading for the Tower of Ashir, but Shang Yang stands in his way. The AI is recruiting, so we'll send our hero to damage their recruitment buildings. Employing structured operation here guarantees a successful hero action and sets us up for an easier attack.
Demolition is my goal.
Yuan Bo cannot abide dissenters. The executioner will spill Cathayan blood if needed. Infantry beware the Jade Lion's Breath. With 2 charges and significant damage, this spell is as devastating as it is finite. The Emperor's Executioner isn't merely Yuan Bo's title. Twice per battle he can summon a Jade Sword to strike down enemy heroes and lords.
Alright, we saw how much health he actually had, so this looks like it's a kill shot mechanic. That's actually kind of cool. Maybe a bit too powerful. We're going to have to wait and see, obviously. It could just be, obviously, boosted up with other abilities. But, yeah, it's very, very strong. I don't mind this to kill, like, generic characters, but I really hope it doesn't, like, one-shot named characters, because that would be a bit too broken, especially since you can use this, what, twice per battle?
With access to multiple laws, including Yin, Yang, Light, and Heaven, Yuan Bo is a savage fighter, both as a human or a dragon, at range or up close. Later, we've recouped our spent steel tokens as stone tokens and can perform the commercial district action. This converts a tier 3 province capital into a commercial district, which gains improved effects from settlement buildings and all infrastructure and resource buildings. What's more, we've now gained additional tokens added to our pool. As part of Yuan Bo's faction mechanics, he reveals the region owned by trade partners, allowing for more forward planning. This further reveals neighbouring factions who can also be traded with, which, in some cases, creates cascading trade deals.
A little bit of a nitpick here, which I know is kind of annoying, but twice now they've kind of just repeated the same mechanic. This with the trade deals, and prior with the whole action stuff. Like, twice in the same video. It's kind of weird, right? I don't know. Kind of feels like it's trying to, like, pad out the video a bit.
Continue working with me. Cathay is mine.
Coupled with the Ivory Road, which itself reveals further factions to trade with, the Jade Dragon soon has an unparalleled lay of the land. Agreeing to join distant wars, which you're unlikely to ever participate in, to cinch a coveted trade deal with the Ice Queen is a diplomatic no-brainer.
What kind of worries me is there's no mention that they updated the Cathayan caravan mechanic, because a lot of us were hoping that they'd update it to the same way that we've had with the Dwarfs, because the Chaos Dwarfs have a very good system for that, and I'm really, really hoping that's the case, but I'm starting to doubt that this is actually going to happen, at least in this DLC, or patch cycle. I really hope it happens, though. Caravans are useful, but if we don't get to be able to send out multiple caravans and have the battle system like the Dwarfs do, they become redundant by around, what, turn 30 or something?
I am compelled to.
Under secret orders from the Dragon Emperor, Yuan Bo has been tasked with undertaking a portion of a grander plan centuries in the making. He must seek out locations where the winds of magic gather and build astromantic relays to extend the reach and power of the Jade Compass.
Okay, so there's a bunch of landmarks that you'll need to build up for your campaign, which is kind of cool. So we know from lore that the Dragon Emperor has been working on something, we just don't know what it is. But it's kind of cool that Yuan Bo is able to kind of know a little bit of that plan and take part in that. It does actually make you feel like you're taking part in a narrative story, which I can pretty much be happy about that. You know, there's a few bonuses here, you know, all army stuff, extra capacity for astromancers, which obviously astromancers are quite popular for Grand Cathay. Yeah, all in all, sounds kind of cool.
There are 4 locations Yuan Bo must gain control of, either through diplomacy or force, and these change depending on your campaign type. In Immortal Empires, you'll be assaulting Lizardmen major settlements. In the Realms of Chaos, the locations are the Tower of Hashir, Weijin, Ojkulak, and Dragonfang Mount.
Okay, credit where credit is due for Creative Assembly. At least they're different locations depending on your campaign. So I'm quite happy about that. The only thing is I'm still not really happy about a Lustria campaign with a Cathayan faction that isn't Yin Yin the Sea Dragon. We're going to have to wait and see. Who knows? Maybe she'll show up somewhere else. Maybe she'll show up at Norska. God, no, I hope not. But yeah, I mean, having the variety is there. Having the variety is good. So yeah, pretty happy about this.
Once captured, he must gather his strength whilst the relays are constructed and survive an onslaught of Lizardmen warriors, for Yuan Bo's actions work against the Old One's will.
So the Lizardmen are the bad guys here, for Yuan Bo's campaign at least. I mean, that's not too bad. At the end of the day, they're going to have to try and work it to have different overarching stories and so on, sometimes completely separate, which we've heard before. It's not a bad thing, it just kind of throws me off, considering that, you know, the whole ebook was centered around the Changeling, and now it's like, yes, but lizards. Okay, I mean, hopefully it's cool. I haven't played this character yet, so I wouldn't be able to know, but interesting.
Each new direction on the compass offers powerful boons. Nongjiang Basin provides additional growth based on your Cathayan-owned provinces, as well as boons to buildings when activated. Ashir awards additional winds of magic power reserves for each Cathayan-owned army, but has no active effect. Dragon River grants character immortality and reduces attrition casualties, but has no reserve effect. And Broken Lands increases the recruitment rank for each Cathayan-owned region and buffs unit and character experience when active.
Alright, so everything else is just them showcasing some animations and so on, which I'll leave in here in case you want to see them. I mean, so far it's not too bad. It does kind of feel like Cathay is getting less, which is a bit weird, because I honestly think that Cathay is going to get the most DLC. Maybe it's just like, this is the reason they're just cutting it as much as possible so they can spread it out into multiple DLC packs. I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see. It still looks cool, mind you, so I'm not complaining about that. I think everything that's been shown is pretty interesting, barring the compass. I don't like the compass, and just the odd situation about the Lustria start. But, I mean, they're going to have to try and make some variety. Overall, I kind of like what I'm seeing here. I think it'll be better for me and better for everyone if we had like a proper in-depth analysis of what was going on rather than just like a 9-minute clip. With all that being said, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Let's start a bit of a discussion, and I'll see you all again very, very soon, guys. You have a good day. I know it's still very hot because summer, so yeah, keep hydrated. See you soon.
Once each direction has been unlocked and held against an onslaught of lizardmen, the Jade Dragon must face one final incursion. Lord Mazdamundi confronts Grand Cathay's perversion of the Great Plan himself. It is here that Yuan Bo must prove he is worthy of his father's trust. As leader of the Jade Court, Yuan Bo has access to the best soldiers, constructs, and artillery Grand Cathay can offer, as well as new additions to the Cathayan roster arriving in Shadows of Change. The Onyx Crowmen are more than celestial court spies. Their wicked beaks, terrifying speed, and impressive numbers make them the perfect choice to harass enemy backlines or run down routers. Only the most powerful warriors of Grand Cathay's army rise to the rank of Grand General of the Celestial Host. Gifted and skilled fighters, these dragon-blooded generals are outfitted from the armories of Wei Jin and lead their men from the front lines. Jade and Jet Lions, deadly slabs of card rock, wreak havoc in melee, but are valued in Cathay for their magical properties. Jet Lions will dampen the effects of magic, whilst their Jade counterparts will boost sorcery and spellcasting. In the traditions of Grand Cathay, a great war drum hangs above the gates of every city. But when danger calls from afar, the drum is carried to war to drive the beat of battle into the dragon's loyal soldiers. From that rhythm, Cathay finds its power and its victory. Answering the drum's beat is 3 additional Cathayan regiments of renown: the Grace of Kuei Yin, Empress Crowman, and the Jade War Drum. And that's it for the Jade Dragon and his bureaucratic intrigues. Next up, the hexings of Mother Estenkia. See the description below to pre-order, like, or share your thoughts.